Now, I had an epiphany. By the way, I just purchased a banana. I went to Publix and I was going to get some food, and this is all I purchased. So, having done that, I got a smaller one too. This is natural charger. I say I start paying more attention to details. I noticed that since I'm not a kid any longer, instead of paying more attention to details, I've become to pay less attention to details. I guess you can chalk that up to somebody saying I got it all figured out, as in to say you're kind of jaded with a lot of things, yeah? Because you used to pay attention to the sun, the moon, and so many things, right? The grass, the trees, the bees, and everything was so new. But after you've seen the sun 51 goddamn years, so many times, you might have to get locked up for a while before you come out and appreciate it once again with a renewed, imbued, renewed zeal that you used to have when you was much younger. Anyway, look, man, I got one banana, so I started having an epiphany. I started thinking about things. So we got a game going on here, as we all know, right? And it's pretty much just, and it's hard but fair, and it's different all over the world. But it's hard but fair. It's like you either play it or you don't play it. If you're inept in some type of way that inhibits you or incapacitates you from playing the game, then you gotta play another game. That game is, well, shit, either I'm waiting on dumb luck for my ship to come in, or I do some other shit, If I had all the money is no object. I'm not talking about average money, like most of you have. Most people have at least average money, then a little higher up than that, but at least most people have average money in America, United States of America. What might I have done this day differently? What might I have done differently when I walked into Publix? Would I even be walking into Publix right now if money was no object? Would I be standing here talking to this goddamn contraption? If money was no object, what would I be doing right here, right? What would I be doing in life if it was no object? I don't know. Some people are so weird, money is not an object, and they find themselves, weird or otherwise, whatever you want to call it, walking into Publix every different day to buy one fucking banana. And we call those rich eccentrics. I don't know. I don't think I'd be like everybody else, that's for certain. I'd be different. And I'd do different things. I would be a rich eccentric. I really would. I wouldn't be draped in gold. I wouldn't be buying all kind of fleets of cars. I wouldn't be buying all kind of goddamn houses and mansions. If I made a purchase, it'd be like something I'm thinking like, I don't know. It's a yacht, but I'm living on the goddamn thing, I'm not just saying I got a $150 million yacht, $300 million yacht. It's sitting around doing, hold on just a moment. It's sitting around collecting $50,000 a year or more just on maintenance. I'd be like, I've got a $150 million yacht, $300 million yacht, and I actually live off of it. It's an investment. And it's not have to be a yacht. It doesn't. It could be anything. It could be all kind of things. It could be like one of those transporter vessels. You ever seen them things that put all kind of stuff in it? I mean, it's built solid, right? And you'd be like, well, why is it not a yacht? If you got to get a yacht, it's nice. I'm like, yachts cost a lot. You're paying a whole lot just for fucking the Y, the A, the H, the C, and the T. Is that how you spell it? You're spending a lot for that. I mean, I can get something very practical, and what it costs, and at the same time, it's doing what it needs to do. It's efficient. It's luxurious inside. Doesn't have to be luxurious on the outside. If I had a car, you know what kind of car I'd have? I'd have a car, more than likely, that you wouldn't know that I had a goddamn car. You'd be like, this guy has no fucking car by the shell and what it looks like on the outside. But then when you get under the fucking hood, when you see the tires, you say, well, he's got some tires at least, nice tires. Then you're like, he's got no paint job on that motherfucker. He's got the little fucking thing on it that says he needs to paint it. And put that thing and prime it up and shit. You're like, he's got no fucking car. It's Speed fucking Racer underneath all that shit. That's what the fuck I'd do if I had a car. So, to tell you the fucking truth, what would I do if I had a shitload of fucking money? I'd do some rich eccentric shit. If you want to call that eccentric. So I don't really feel like I'm missing out on fucking much. I'm missing out on something though. You best believe that shit. Because if I want to go in there and purchase more than fucking goddamn a bushel of, what do you call it, stalk of bananas or some shit, and not miss it, and purchase some other shit and not miss it. I like to be able to do that. I like to have that goddamn car that I just spoke of. I don't need 7 of them. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing. You know, if I had all that shit, I'd save the fucking money. You don't need all that shit to get the honey. You don't need to impress them with all that shit. As long as they know you got it, you got plenty of benefits galore, you got anything you fucking need, just have one goddamn car, no fucking goddamn fleet of yachts and shit like that, and simplify. Trust me, they'll ride. But better yet, do it the way you do it. Because I may be there one fucking day, who knows? And I don't need the goddamn competition. Because you like to do that all the time, compete. I don't like to compete. I just like to do my fucking thing and leave it at that. But since you like to compete, not everyone does, but some people do, then you have to compete with somebody who wants to compete. Even when you're not competing, you're just doing your thing. And you say you're competing with no one right now. You're goddamn right. I'm broke as a fucking joke. And in other fucking news, when I told you the other day that I don't give a fuck about you, you don't give a fuck about me. So why should I give a fuck about you? You know, you ever understood that about people? Like, look, if they don't care about you, then you feel hurt about it. But you don't care about them. You just feel like everyone feels like someone should give a shit about them and their position and their plight and where they're at in life and so on and so forth. But it's not necessarily fucking felt like by a good bit of us that we have to return that. Like the song says, hey, in this life, you're on your own. Let's go crazy. You know, so you got to stop, for me anyhow, being so because people aren't standing up in a fucking goddamn line every goddamn day I wake up in the morning to give me what the fuck it is I want and need. You know? Don't you wish you had the same? You say, well, you're not from here, Anthony. You're from Orion. That's damn right. But things are much different in the afterworld. But in this life, you're on your own. So until I get my black ass back to Orion, I guess I can start understanding I'm on planet Earth. And you people do things differently here. You know, I may not be part mind and soul from here, but I've been around for half a century. I've got some inkling of what the hell it is goes on around this motherfucker. And one thing happens around this motherfucker, no one gives a fuck whether you get it or don't get it. But as soon as you got it, they give a shit about whether they can get some or not. That's Anthony Terrell. Fucking, that's not a judgment so much, it's just an observation, man. And some other shit going on. So, enjoy your bananas. You bunch of crazy motherfuckers. That's the way I see it, though. Look, if I had something that you wanted, I'm pretty sure you'd be trying to get it. But since no one's been coming to me for anything I can think of, I'm pretty sure I have nothing that you want. Now, can you tell me something I could have that if I had it, you'd be wanting it? And you'd be trying to get it? And be asking me whether you can get it or not in so many ways that you do it? I think so. So, that's just the way it goes. Like they say, the proof's in the pudding and you can't dispute the facts. And that's just the way it is. So, what's the point? Point is, hey, face the cold reality of you're a grown-ass fucking man in a fucking world that's really just like the world that a lot of people say it is, you know? It's an uncompromising, unforgiving, hard facts, cold facts kind of fucking world. And as much as your boss likes you, 9 times out of 10, he or she, they're not going to give you a check simply because they like you. Once they start doing that, and you feel like everybody else starts doing that, just giving you things and coming up to get things from you and so on and so forth, simply because they like you, well, motherfucker, you the motherfucker I want to talk to. Because I want to tap into your 7 modalities. I'm going to learn your style and everything else. And you start having people cutting me checks just because they like me. And lining up in a fucking goddamn, a whole fucking, what do you call that shit? A line. Every fucking day. Just to see what the fucking man who they like so fucking much wants and needs that goddamn day.